Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm sharing with you all my version for dosa. I think this is going to be the only version I share with you guys. So if you'd like to see how to make this, keep watching. So to make this, it's going to be very easy. We're going to be washing 3 types of peas and rice. We have urda dal, chana dal or regular dal, and we have white rice. I'm using jasmine rice. We're going to wash those ingredients until the water runs clean. You'll need to wash it a couple of times because it can be very cloudy at first. Next goes in some methi or fenugreek seeds, and this is an ingredient you cannot omit because this is what helps it to ferment. We're going to allow this to sit and soak for a couple of hours. 4 to 6 hours is best. After it's finished soaking, we're going to place it into our blender. And we're going to add some of that liquid just until it covers the top of the beans. Blend into a thin paste. You see the consistency. If it's a little thinner than this, that's okay also. See the consistency? You can still see that it's a little bit coarse, but it's not too coarse. But you can see some texture in there. We're going to leave this to ferment overnight. Cover it and set it on your kitchen table or countertop until the next day. And if you wanted to, you can make this in the morning and use it late in the evening. So let's make the filling. I put in some geera and some methi seeds, and when they were brown, I added in my aromatics. We want to cook the aromatics until they're light brown in color. Once they're brown, go in with curry powder and some turmeric powder, and we're going to toast this for about a minute until it feels grainy. After it's grainy, we're going to add in some water to help the curry cook, and we're going to cook it for a couple of seconds until it turns into a thick paste-like consistency. You'll notice that the curry starts separating from the oil. Next, add in the potatoes and peas. Make sure and pre-boil your peas. Don't use raw pigeon peas. It has a really funny taste. Season with some salt, and you can add some green seasoning also to this. Give it a good mix, and we're going to allow it to fry up in that curry for a few minutes. And once it's finished frying up in the curry, we'll go ahead and add in some water to help it cook. You'll add enough water just to cover the potatoes. You don't want to make this too thin. And we're going to allow it to cook until the potatoes are very tender. So once it starts to bubble, allow it to continue to cook until it's soft and tender, and then using the back of your spoon, you're going to mash down on the potatoes. By doing this, we're going to thicken that sauce. We don't want it to be too runny. So once it's to a nice consistency like this, go ahead and set it aside. Now to make the dosa. So you guys see how, can you tell that it has fermented? So I'm using my enamel cup for this. Some people like using a ladle, and if you think it's too thick for you, you can add some of that fermented water and mix it in. Now I'm lightly greasing my tower. Usually it's not greased. They don't ever grease it. And I'm going to add on some of the dosa mixture and spread it out. Make sure and keep the dosa mixture where your heat is. If you go beyond that, it may not cook properly. Now I find when I did not use the oil, it was sticking to the tower. So hence the reason why I put a little bit of oil at the bottom first. Traditionally, no oil is used at the bottom. And then I'll take a little bit of oil and sprinkle it over the top. And this is going to cook here until it starts to brown and it starts to get crispy. This can take anywhere between 5 to 8 minutes. It does take some time. Don't rush it. Let it do its thing, and you'll notice that we're not going to be flipping this to cook the other side. It's going to cook just by leaving it there. Now I'm using my fish spatula to help me release it from the tower, and it's light brown, so I still need it to cook a little further. And here we have it. That's the color we're looking for. It's nice and crisp, but not very hard. So one thing I want to tell you guys when making this, the thinner you spread out that batter, the thinner and crispier your dosa is going to be. If you leave it with a little thickness to it, you will get a soft, crunchy dosa. So you guys play around with the batter and see what works well for you and what you like. I liked it really crispy, so I made it really thin. You guys see how easy it comes off when using the oil? And this was so crispy and so delicious. And I can't wait for you all to try it. So when I serve this, I put the pea and potato filling on top of the dosa together with some Kuchela. Feel free to use whatever you like, but this was just a combination that I prefer. Okay guys, listen to this. It's really thin and really crispy. And you just go in and dip and pick up. I'm going to go ahead and bite into it again. So good, guys. A simple pea and potato filling with a Kuchela. Amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Make it and let me know down below if you like it. Thank you guys for requesting it. Thank you all for being here again with me in the kitchen. Please remember to continue to stay safe, like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.